Hello, Michelle. This will be some week 3 video feedback for you, and I'll go over 2.2, which is the silhouette, 2.3, which is the page composition exercise, and I'll begin with the discussion on copyright and ethics. An important takeaway from this week is the difference between embedding and linking images in your Illustrator documents. Michelle, I like this comment in your discussion board this week. When you're an artist, you get inspired sometimes through someone else's work, but the way around it is reaching out, coming up with a collaboration and agreement. Yeah, I agree. Totally possible. And that is what the Fairy case and I think the Jeff Koons case have in common. Fairy, first of all, shouldn't have destroyed documents because his poster was actually quite different than the UPI photograph. But nonetheless, he should have reached out to the photographer, Rogers. And then in the Koons case, the ad designer and photographer, I think, was a Frank Davidovici, who was a European. And the same thing is, Koons could have reached out to him to have developed some kind of collaborative. But that doesn't seem to be Koons' way. So good on you for noting what these two cases have in common. It's about ethics, really, isn't it? Michelle, here is your 2.1 exercise. I would probably expect to see a silhouette, and that's Abby's image. You might want to take a look at her feedback. Okay, I see you've got, oh wow, quite a bit of changes. You've got various color fills. Oh, I see. In various, wow, what a complex mask. That is quite something. Wow, and what an incredible color change. You definitely have the idea of layer adjustments and masking. So good job. Now, I presume that this is supposed to be represented like a painting on the wall, perhaps. Yeah, it looks that way. Wow, maybe some kind of shadow, drop shadow at the bottom. But this looks great. And the color palette, the complementary colors of yellow and purple, to good effect on this. So wow, great job. Okay, so here is your 2.2 page composition, and I would hope to see 3 layers, a color solid in the background, a photograph, and the logo. All right, now see, here's what's happening though, is I'm not getting the masking image. And the reason why is because you've linked to it, but you have not embedded it. Now I could go back into your earlier submission and link it, but I think you need to know how to do that. So I'm just going to click through here and say ignore. So I've got part of the logo, but it's only part. Were you aware that you could open up the Amethyst Bay Corporate Style Guide and import it? Let me show you how that's done. Okay, so I'm in Illustrator. I'm going to go up under off screen here, open. I'm going to fish around for the Amethyst Bay Style Guide, which I have on my desktop. You can download it. I've included it in several announcements. It's also in the week 1, I think, materials. And so I'm opening it in the Style Guide in Illustrator. And then I'm going to use any one of the select tools will work. I'm just going to use the select tool to select the parts I want. And it's a vector illustration. I'm going to go back to my file, Michelle, and paste it. And then I'm going to, I guess, oh wait a minute, I was probably on the wrong layer. Let me put it on the vector drawing. And there it is. Okay. And you can turn it on or off. And then about embedding an image. Okay, so embedding images, and I hope this works for you. I'm going to go, let me zoom out first of all so we see what we're dealing with here. I'm going to go to that same layer that you created, image placing. I'm going to file, place, and then I've downloaded it, the PSD file. Now this may be what you did, but I should be able to edit it, scale it up or down. And it has all your masks and your interesting fills, color adjustments. So now here's another thing you can do. You don't have to save this as an AI file. You can save it and still be editable as save as a PDF. Okay, so just gonna and you might want to read these warnings because it has something to do with the print color space, which you'll need to know. And see, this says it contains linked objects. Okay, so you're going to have to learn how to embed it. Michelle, okay, so about linked and embedded artwork, here is Adobe's own how to import artwork files. And so I'm going to follow these instructions. You can see the URL up there. So briefly, linked artwork is connected to, but remains independent of the document. And so that's why you don't want to link. Embedded artwork is copied into the document, and it makes a larger file, but it's infinitely more, it's a freestanding file, and it makes it more portable. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open Illustrator. I'm going to choose your file and place, and then I'm going to select link to create a link to the file, or actually I'm going to deselect link to embed the artwork in the Illustrator document and see how it goes. I'm going to do this all over again. So it's file, and what was it? File, place. And I'm going to place, but here, down here, I'm going to deselect link. Okay, so that's where people have been going wrong. So make sure that this is not selected and see how it goes. And now I should be able to place it. Yeah. And the difference is that a link will have an X through it, an embedded file will not. And so there you go. I'm glad we went through that.